This program contains scenes that have been dramatized, with special attention given to historical accuracy. A desperate woman
I was broke. I took care of myself.
turns to cheating,
You nervous?
Never.
taking thousands from blackjack tables.
They're coming. The card. Get it now.
She had a criminal mind.
With a flick of the wrist and a flash of skin,
I was trying to make a living.
she leads a team of cheats
We have to control the table. We have to own it.
into the violent world of mafia casinos,
They ran your head through the door. They took you downstairs.
risking everything for a Vegas fortune.
Stop right there! Nobody move!
This is the true story of the greatest lady cheat Vegas has ever seen.
Hey, winner. Nice.
The secret is to distract them any way you can. It's like magic. Take the invisible card from its hiding place,
I had 21 here.
and then make the switch. No one sees a thing. Not the dealer, not the pit boss, not the security guard. If you've got the touch, you can take their money. But if you can't stand the heat, stay out of the casino.
Hold it right there, Missy.
Newport, Kentucky in the 1950s. It's the Sin City of the South. The seedy town on the Ohio River overflows with gambling halls, nightclubs, and mob influence. In 1956, Ida Summers, a 16-year-old girl from nearby Covington, arrives in Newport, desperate to find work. She's been abandoned by her parents and forced to leave high school.
No, I didn't get to graduate. I was too busy worrying about how I was going to feed myself and pay someone some rent. If I didn't work, I didn't eat.
When an employee at a Newport casino calls in sick, Ida gets a lucky break. She's hired as a shill. Her job is to attract one rich man after another.
I checked to see how much money he had in his wallet.
And persuade them to play blackjack so the dealers can swindle them.
I did it well enough that they asked me to come back the next night.
Ida's combination of smarts and beauty make it easy for her to entrap wealthy gamblers.
I was making $70 or $80 a night then, and that was big money back in those days.
For 5 years, Ida Summers thrives as a casino shill. During that time, she marries and has 2 children. By 1961, Ida's job is threatened. That same year, the U.S. government considers casinos to be a huge problem. Though they are illegal in every state except Nevada, casinos are multiplying due to the mafia.
State of casinos in America is that they were widespread. There was an incredible proliferation of casinos everywhere. And the mob controlled virtually all of them.
There are a number of different areas where active.
In Washington, Attorney General Robert Kennedy's Justice Department launches an all-out assault on the mob and its casinos.
So he came in and took it upon himself and said, "You're doing something illegal, we're going to shut you down. We're the Justice Department, we're coming after you."
In short order, the Department of Justice shuts down gambling halls all over the country, including the one where Ida works in Newport, Kentucky. 21-year-old Ida Summers is out of a job. Soon after, her marriage disintegrates. Now, the single mother must fend for herself and her children.
I was trying to make a living. I started working cocktails across the river in Cincinnati, but that didn't last long.
Ida is soon heavily in debt and desperate for money. She wonders if she should move,
You had to go somewhere where you could make a living.
With her years of casino experience, Ida figures there's one place she's guaranteed to find work: Las Vegas. In the 1960s, Nevada is the only state to resist the U.S. government's assault on gambling. It's the only place in America where casinos are legal.
Gambling is based on states' rights in the United States, and in 1931, Nevada was the first state to say, we're going to have legalized gaming.
Outlawed everywhere else, gambling explodes in Nevada and puts Las Vegas on the map. It also turns Vegas into a mob-run town. Forced to close their casinos around the country, mobsters flock here to open new ones.
Vegas didn't attract, in those days, people with Harvard MBAs. In the 50s, the Las Vegas casinos weren't only built by criminals, they were built for criminals.
Ida Summers arrives in Vegas. Though she's desperate to find work, she's also determined to go straight. She'd like to be a blackjack dealer, but in the early 60s, that's not an option.
I knew I would not be working in gaming because they didn't have women dealing then.
She nearly secures a job as a casino supervisor, patrolling the blackjack tables. But there's a catch.
I was told that I'd be expected to date the high rollers. And I mean, I'm sorry. If I wanted to be a whore, I wouldn't have walked around on my feet 8 hours a night.
At last, she finds a job waitressing at the Mint, a casino in downtown Vegas. The hours are long and the pay is low.
I was just getting further and further into debt.
A year into a new life in Vegas, Ida encounters a handsome customer at the Mint.
Keep it.
Thank you.
So what's a pretty gal like you doing working in a place like this?
Hearing a lot of lines like that.
He was a tall man. He was a big man. Maybe like a retired linebacker. And he was a very attractive man.
Sorry. Let's start again. I'm Buddy.
Ida.
It was a pleasure to meet you, Ida. That trace of Tennessee I hear in your voice?
Kentucky.
You don't say.
He asked me where I was from, and I said,
Newport. You know Newport?
He said, oh, well, I used to work there. And I said, well, were you there long? And he said, no. And I knew better than to ask him, what did he do?
Fair enough. No more questions. Except one.
And that is?
You have dinner with me tonight?
Sure.
Ida is drawn to Buddy, but from their conversation, she has a hunch that behind his cool exterior is a shady past. She soon confirms it.
I went into the slot room where I worked, and then they had a book in there, and I remembered his name, and I looked up his picture, and there it was in the book of cheaters. And I thought, well, I knew that.
Ida is torn.
If I go out with him, it means getting into that life again. But I've got to find a way to pay my bills. And Buddy is not a bad-looking man. And he's funny.
She's also desperate.
If you need to make money and take care of yourself and to eat, that's what you're going to do. My children were never going to go hungry.
For weeks, Buddy woos Ida in classic style. Lobster dinners, champagne suppers, long-stemmed red roses. Then one night, he takes her to a casino to play blackjack.
Hey, winner. Nice.
A few minutes into the game, Buddy pulls a move.
I started watching, and I saw that he was switching cards in and out of the deck.
Stay calm. Don't stare or you mess up my business.
Sure, okay.
When Buddy is dealt an ace, he steals it out of the game by hiding it in the palm of his hand. Carefully, he lowers his hand so it's out of sight. Then, he slides the stolen card under his knee.
I asked him, what would he like me to do?
Now, nice and normal. Play two hands, but don't hit on either one.
Yes.
And I said, okay, how much will I make? And he looked at me and he said half.
Can you deal me a second hand here?
On the next hand, Buddy draws a 10. In a flash, he slides the 10 off the table and replaces it with the stolen ace.
21.
Buddy has won the hand. And the stolen 10 is now under his knee, ready to be dropped back in the deck whenever he needs it. What Buddy is doing is known as hand mucking.
Hand mucking is the art of taking a card out of a game, hiding it on your person, and then putting that card back in with another card after you've made a big bet.
The goal is to take the chance out of blackjack and replace it with a sure win.
You guarantee yourself that you'll have a good hand.
But only the bravest hands in Vegas can pull off the move. Not only do you need to steal the card in the middle of a hand, you need to get it back in the deck after you've won.
The real key to being a hand mucker is being able to get that card back into the game without the dealer being aware that you're doing anything.
All this in the high-pressure environment of a casino. In 1960s Vegas, with its mob-run gambling halls, being caught could mean serious trouble.
If you were caught, it was very common for that person to catch a severe beating and being left out in the backyard or somewhere around the casino.
The security guards in the 50s and 60s were goons. They were the ones that ran your head through the door, thumped you around a little bit, they took you downstairs.
Switching out cards in a mob-run casino, the lovers are taking a huge risk. Tonight, the casino henchmen have noticed.
The last thing you wanted to do was get caught with the deck dirty. Short one card.
Buddy, you better get cleaned up.
What?
They're coming. The card. Get it now.
Relax, will you?
Ida's quick reaction may still not be good enough to save her and Buddy from casino justice.
This game is shut down.
Las Vegas, 1962. 22-year-old Ida Summers, a young single mother, has fallen for Buddy Fielding, a smooth blackjack card cheat.
He was a very attractive man, and I admired him in a lot of ways. He was multi-talented.
But their first night in a casino together is slipping out of their control. Buddy has stolen a 10 from the blackjack table and replaced it with an ace to win the hand.
21.
But the pit bosses are on to them.
They're coming. The card. Get it now.
Relax, will you?
This game is shut down. Give me the deck.
With a hunch a card may have been lifted, the pit boss checks the deck.
There's 5 cards on the table, Jerry.
Okay, they're all here.
I had 21 here. Ask him.
Pay her.
Keep it. It's for you.
It's a close call, but the duo has outwitted the casino to the tune of $1,000. For Ida Summers, it's the beginning of a true partnership with Buddy.
We went to dinner, split the money, we saw a show, and then the next time he called me, there was, would you like to go make some money?
Impressed by Ida's fast thinking, Buddy proposes to Ida that she be his lookout in the casino. Ida weighs her options As a waitress, she makes $50 a week, plus tips. With Buddy, she could make 10 times that in one night.
Well, the babysitter's paid, and the rent, and the dentist. And there's even some left over for me. Everyone deserves to live a little, don't they? I guess I'll start living.
It's an offer Ida can't refuse.
I looked at it as a business, and that's the way he looked at it.
While Buddy manipulates the cards at the blackjack table, Ida acts as his eyes and ears. She discreetly scans pit bosses and security men for the first sign of trouble. In the early 1960s, casinos aren't the high-tech marvels they are today. But casinos are still fortresses of security. Instead of cameras on the ceiling, catwalks arc across the casino floor.
Casino managers and security people would go up onto the catwalk and physically stand and watch play and make decisions.
From their perch, security guards can monitor the blackjack tables for cheats.
We would look for people that would be consciously or subconsciously looking for the supervisors instead of playing their cards.
Ida Summers quickly proves her mettle in this precarious environment. Her ability to covertly keep tabs on casino security allows Buddy to focus on the game.
I've always been alert. I've always been able to look at someone's face and tell what they're thinking.
To be able to feel the vibrations in the ground when the footprints and the footsteps are coming towards you is probably a huge asset to the cheat.
Buddy is thrilled to have Ida watching his back. Ida learns from him as the couple hit casino after casino.
We worked 1 week in Vegas, 1 week in Reno, maybe the weekend in Lake Tahoe, or switched back and forth. He ran it like a business.
Ricocheting between casinos, the duo dodges the radar of mob security.
If you had heat, you didn't go back there and expose yourself to them again. You gotta give them a chance to forget.
But Ida wants to do more than be Buddy's lookout. She wants to handle the cards herself.
You know, you should let me steal the card for you. Wouldn't it make us twice as effective if I could get the card off the table too?
Okay. That's good. You got the card. Next, you have to learn how to get it out of your hand. Where'd you learn how to do that?
By watching you, hun. Now teach me. I want to learn.
He was shocked when I told him I knew how to steal the card.
Buddy decides it's time to teach Ida everything he knows. First, he shows her how to secretly transfer a card from one player to another.
This is called the brush. Now let's say I've got a card, we need to get it into your hand. This is what we'll do. First step, you palm the card. Okay? Now look at your cards. And when you put them down, casually drop them over here, almost in front of me.
Right here?
Right. Now take your cards.
Buddy has slid her the extra card.
Congratulations, you have 21.
Okay. My turn.
This, of course, is in the era when you were allowed to put two hands on the cards. You couldn't do it today, and I wouldn't recommend anybody even try.
Ida practices the moves for hours every day. She's determined to be as good as Buddy.
The good ones practice a lot. You know, anything you can learn in an hour or two isn't going to work. So they may practice 20 hours, 30 hours, 50 hours, 100 hours.
Buddy is ready to make Ida his equal partner. Ida is ready to go to work under the noses of some of the toughest goons in Vegas.
She would sit there under the gun of 2 or 3 bosses stand there with their arms crossed, giving her the glare, never bat an eyelash.
You're basically out there on a stage with no props and no place to hide.
Whatever it takes, Ida always gets the stolen card back in the game.
I don't care if it went in bent in half. I didn't care if I threw it up in the tray. I didn't care if I shoved it back up in the dealer's hand. It went in.
She'd just make her move and go.
It's got to be awfully exciting, I think, to go into a casino knowing that everybody working there is gunning for you, and you're gunning for their bankroll, too.
It was so damned exciting to go in under the nose of those mob-controlled joints and take them on.
With both of them switching cards, Ida and Buddy double their take. They're now pulling down more than $5 grand a week. Ida can afford a new car, chic clothes, and a full-time babysitter for her kids. Every time Ida goes to work with Buddy, she risks it all. And tonight, she may have pushed her luck too far.
All right there, Missy.
It's 1965. 25-year-old Ida Summers and Buddy Fielding are in love and having the time of their lives. They're raking in thousands of dollars by switching cards in and out of blackjack games in casino after casino.
They thought they were unbeatable. No one's unbeatable.
But tonight, the lovers are playing with fire. Ida is about to slide an ace onto the table to create a winning hand.
All right there, Missy.
You want to take your hand off my lady there, friend?
As Buddy distracts the guard, Ida slips the card back onto the table.
This game's over.
It's fine. Just about ready to call it a night anyway.
I'm clean, are you?
Yeah, let's go.
Ida's agility has allowed the lovers to dodge the bullet again. Buddy is thrilled with her progress. They make a great team, both in and out of the casinos. And later that year, Buddy proposes to Ida.
Should I say yes? Make it legal? What the hell? Love's a gamble, and the odds are the odds.
Ida says yes. Ida convinces Buddy that she's ready to take their scheming to a much higher level. Rather than switch out single cards to create winning hands, Ida wonders if they can switch out whole decks. To switch a card takes courage. To switch an entire deck will take nerves of steel, split-second timing, and the slickest moves in Vegas. But if the lovers can pull it off, they will make a killing. A stacked deck would change everything. The entire game would be rigged.
You've already prearranged those decks so that you can get as many blackjacks and as many double downs and splits as possible, and you never lose a hand.
The rigged deck is known as a cooler because the new cards are cooler than the ones warmed by the dealer's hands.
It's a cooler. Some people might refer to it as a stacked deck, an iceberg, a refrigerator.
Changing the deck will guarantee a lucrative night.
It's really a magic thing when you're playing a blackjack game and you know every card that's going to come out.
But attempting to swap an entire deck in the middle of a casino is exceedingly dangerous, especially when you're being watched by mafia security. There's only one way to pull off this risky scheme. Take control of the blackjack table. In order to do this, Ida and Buddy will need a team. Buddy suggests recruiting several friends from his cheating past. Ida agrees, and Buddy signs up Roger Grayson and his wife Betty. Betty is immediately dazzled by Ida's poise.
When I first met her, I thought she was just beautiful. She really was a pretty woman. And always dressed to the nines. I mean, she was always very perfectly dressed.
Buddy also signs up John Soares, a legendary card cheat.
She was really good at what she did, you know, but with the low-cut blouse, and she was kind of heavy-breasted, with the low-cut blouse, it would attract the attention of the dealers, floor men. They would be watching her more than anything else. She had a criminal mind. She wanted to make money.
With a team lined up, Ida and Buddy are ready to practice the switch.
All right, let's get started. Roger, you're the first batter. You go to first base. John, you go at third base.
The stacked deck must be played off exactly according to plan. Even one card played wrong would alter all the winning combinations.
Betty, you're in the center.
She's a very strong woman. Very strong-willed, very together. You just had to know that she wanted it done precisely how she wanted it done.
This is it, people. From these 3 seats, we have to control the table. We have to own it.
You'd have to make sure that all those seats were taken up and that nobody could sneak a hand in there.
Then I come in.
There is only one moment in the game when the dealer's deck is left unguarded. That's when the dealer shuffles the deck and asks a player to cut the cards before he deals. Ida plans to seize this moment and have John distract the dealer. Then she will make the switch.
John, that's your cue to round the dealer. Get his eye over as far as you can. And don't screw this up or we're sunk.
No problem. My position was to get the attention of the dealer or the floor man. I would turn their heads just for a moment while they switched the cards in and out.
Can you check me up for 100?
Make him drool for you.
It all comes down to timing.
Now it's my turn. I only have a few seconds to get the house deck off and ours on. Then Buddy comes in. He's our takeoff man.
While Ida makes a quick exit with the stolen deck, Buddy takes her place. His role is crucial.
Everybody got it? Okay, let's try it a few times.
While the others make small bets and deliberately lose to throw off the dealer, Buddy will lay down the big money and win. Switching a deck, known as a cooler, inside a real casino is hugely risky.
Now it's my turn.
The team members will be surrounded by security men at all times. Buddy works out a simple system of hand signals so that he can communicate to the team when it is safe to execute the scheme.
Okay, one last time. What's this?
It's no good. It stinks.
And this?
Same thing. No good. Terrible.
Right. Now what's the signal to drop everything and get the hell out of here? That's it. You nervous?
Never.
That's what scares me.
Ida is about to ratchet up the cheating and the risk to a whole new level. Switching a single card is one thing, but switching an entire deck is quite another. Ida Summers is about to raise the stakes in a game she can't afford to lose. (1967). Ida Summers is planning her biggest scam yet. With husband Buddy, a team of cheats, and a carefully coordinated plan of attack.
We have to control the table. We have to own it.
Ida plans to steal the blackjack deck right out from under the dealer and exchange it with her own rigged deck. It's a daring ploy in an era when Vegas casinos are run by ruthless mobsters.
If you got caught, you were probably going to get the bark beat off of you.
After months of preparation, the team is ready to pull off its risky new move inside a casino. The team members move in. Roger, Betty, and John take 3 places at a table. It's Betty Grayson's job to get rid of the other players at the table. Like the man sitting beside her, who has had way too much to drink.
Oh my goodness, oh, I'm so sorry.
Don't worry your little head about it.
Ida and Buddy hover at the edge of the casino, waiting for their cues.
That smells nice. I'll get that.
Eventually, the problem takes care of itself. The table is ready for Ida Summers. It's time to put the plan into action.
New player cuts.
John Soares distracts the dealer.
Hey, can you change 100 for me?
Sure, I can do that.
In a flash, Ida makes the switch. The dealer has no clue as to what has just happened. He's still making change for John.
Change 100.
On cue, Buddy arrives to execute the last part of the plan. It's time to haul in the money.
Deal me 3 hands and I'm ready to play.
Ida leaves the table. She wants the stolen deck safely out of the casino. Buddy starts by losing a couple of bets to throw off casino security.
You had to make losers in this too, or the house wasn't gonna ride it. Now the boss relaxes a little bit. Nobody in their right mind would put a cooler in and have a losing hand.
Then, Buddy lays down the big bet. And wins. The team's first night is a resounding success.
We won $8,000. And that, in those days, that was a pretty good chunk of money.
For 9 months, Ida and her team ride an extraordinary winning streak. They boldly switch coolers and divide the winnings.
We all lived very well. We'd have victory parties and go out and have steak and lobster and have a real good party afterwards.
It was unbelievable, the money that we could make and that we did make.
But beneath the glitter and the good times, Ida's life is in turmoil. While their professional lives are soaring, Ida and Buddy's marriage is souring. In 1967, Ida leaves her husband and partner.
I shouldn't have married him. He didn't know how to handle children, and I decided I didn't want to be there.
Ida Summers is at a crossroads. With Buddy out of her life, she has an opportunity to break with her past and give up cheating for good. But what would she do?
Get a job? Please. What the hell do I put on my resume? Ida Summers. Scammed unsuspecting casinos for 6 years. Special interests, traveling, water skiing, and robbing you.
Ida Summers vows to keep the team together and continue to make a fortune off the casinos.
We were a team. That's the one thing that I think that people underestimate about the average crew.
For Ida, the team is now family.
You have to have faith in people around you.
We could really count on each other. And I never ever worried about anybody turning on anybody.
You all think and act and move as one unit.
Ida's single-mindedness and determination pays off. The team is able to pull off their dangerous move, night after night, close call after close call.
We'd have to run out of the casino. That happened pretty frequently. I learned to increase my speed when I was going out of a casino.
Nobody got arrested. That was what counted.
Over the next few years, the team has its best streak yet, taking in over $10,000 a week. Despite the team's good luck, the casinos are fighting back.
The fight for cheaters to get money for nothing from the casinos is really an escalating conflict that's been building for decades.
In blackjack, the casinos install shoes, plastic boxes that hold 4 decks of cards instead of a single deck. The dealer deals by sliding the cards out of the shoe.
It was kind of like an arms race between the cheaters and the scammers and the casinos.
The shoe is an innovation designed to protect the blackjack deck against card cheats. But for Ida Summers, it's an opportunity.
This is what's taking over Las Vegas.
When you said you were going shoe shopping, I thought,
No. This little model is called Tropicana. It's also seen at the Sands, the Desert Inn, and just about everywhere.
Well, this is going to be the end of coolers. I mean, this thing's going to kill us.
Or it could make us a lot of money.
What, switch out the whole thing?
Think how many hands we can play on an entire 4-deck shoe. 50? 60? We're talking $50,000 in a night.
But how? The thing is the size of a Chevy.
How big is your purse, Betty?
She was very creative. She had a lot of good ideas. I really admired her.
That's it? We just need a big purse?
No. We need another person on our team. We need a dealer.
From switching cards to switching decks to switching a shoe, Ida's daring keeps raising the stakes. And now she must recruit a new member of the team, someone from the other side, someone who works inside. For 10 years, Ida Summers has run the slickest scams past the toughest casino security. Now, she's planning her biggest scheme yet. To stave off cheating, casinos have introduced the shoe into blackjack, a plastic box that protects the cards. With her team, Ida plans to steal the entire shoe. To pull off this daring feat, Ida needs to enlist someone on the inside, someone who works for the casino.
What I need is a dealer. Now, how do I know who's got the stuff? The smarts, the heart, the talent for a move like this. Somebody who wants the easy money? Ha! Everyone wants easy money. I need somebody who's fed up with the casinos and who doesn't mind a little danger.
Ida recruits a disgruntled dealer to join the team. After several nights of practice, the team is ready to move against the casino.
I think I'll just play one hand at a time. Lose a little more slowly.
Ida takes her place at the table, the shoe hidden in her purse.
It's been a long night. Maybe just one more round. I think I'm all done for tonight.
When the coast looks clear, Ida quickly retrieves the shoe from her bag. In a flash, Ida and the dealer trade the shoes. As the team plays out the prearranged game, no one in the casino notices anything wrong. And the team wins, hand after hand.
It was unbelievable. the money that we could make and that we did make.
For Ida and her team, nothing beats the excitement of risking it all. Going up against the casinos to rake in the money in a battle of wits and skill.
Then it took it to the next level when they had 6 deck coolers, which we call icebergs, and they were switching out whole 6 deck shoes and taking off hundreds of thousands at a time.
Everyone in the crew walked around with a wad of $100 bills in their pocket.
You got this adrenaline rush, like, oh, yeah, right. Let's go get another one.
After years of cheating, Ida has made more money than she ever imagined. She wonders if it's time to stop scamming and retire.
There are only so many casinos to hit, and only so many times you can hit them before they've got you made. Take it easy, keep it small. That's my formula for survival. Otherwise, we're an endangered species.
Ida decides to stage one final scam and then hang up her cards for good. But an agent at the FBI's Reno branch learns of the plan.
A friend contacted me and said that people was going to try to put a cooler deck into a casino.
The FBI plans a surveillance in the casino with the Nevada Gaming Control Board. Their informant has specified the precise table to watch.
We knew that table number 55 is where the cards were going to go in. For that reason, we had to stay in the area of that table until such time that the cooler went in.
Ida Summers is ready to make her last stand. She prepares to make the switch. What Ida doesn't know is that agents are watching her every move.
And we had all the FBI and gaming control agents mingling about, playing the games, waiting to see what was going on.
Stop right there, FBI! Nobody move! Get down! Get down! Nobody goes anywhere!
The agent sees Ida.
At that point, okay, there is no need to fight it, you know? So the man said, I have to search you. And I said, well, is that legal? And he said, you gave up all your rights with women's lib. And he searched.
It's a huge bust for the FBI. They foiled a high-stakes scam.
The workup on the value of that shoe was estimated to be between $75,000 and $77,000.
Ida Summers faces charges of swindling and illegal use of gaming cards. On May 30th, 1980, she goes before a grand jury.
When I walked into the courtroom and looked up at that insignia and heard them state that the government versus Ida Summers, I said, no way. These people can cut me up and eat me.
Ida plea bargains down to a gross misdemeanor, and in the summer of 1980 receives a suspended sentence, plus 1 year probation, plus a $2,000 fine. For Ida, after a lifetime of cheating, the stakes have gotten too great.
I quit. I had not done one illegal thing since the arrest.
But she remains proud of what she achieved.
I had a talent. And what I did, I didn't really consider morally wrong. I know people are going to say this woman is crazy, but I didn't.
Ida Summers lived her Vegas dream.